All right. Your homework and the last of Phil's trilogy for Steven Spielberg season of directors, Jaws.
I actually watched like Jaws, by the way, was the first laser disc ever. Not this.
Is that right?
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
But yep, Jaws was the first laser disc. I did not watch this on Laserdisc, though. Don't do this, but I had Jaws on Blu-ray, and the Blu-ray was like digitally remastered and fully restored from high-resolution 35 millimeter original film. And I was like, all right, I will check this out. And it's also like where that is like mono, like Jaws was originally in mono. This does have like a 7.1 surround track that I listen to, and where really the surround sound was it wasn't like overdone. They really did a good job to not make it overdone and keep it like have it there, but keep it like at a minimal. I was very, very impressed with this version of Jaws as like one that you could get that you could probably play on whatever system you got.
So, Phil, I want random quick quiz. What was the last movie made for Laserdisc?
Oh, it's probably because it lasted a little bit longer over in Japan. Oh, but like some of those later laser discs that are in like high value, like X-Men, the X-Men movie came out on Laserdisc in Japan, and it's like a lot of money.
Well, the last one here was Bringing Out the Dead in 1999 with Nicolas Cage.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Oh, that sounds right. From '99, The Matrix.
I was very surprised.
It's like a huge laser disc. It's like gold.
All right. So Jaws. When a massive killer shark unleashes chaos on a beach community off Long Island, it's up to local sheriff, a marine biologist, and an old seafarer to hunt the beast down. I thought this was very entertaining.
I thought, yeah. Once again, I don't watch this one as often. My sister loves this movie, by the way, but I don't watch it as often. But when I do watch it, I'm like very satisfied. And like watching it this time, I kind of realized like Jaws is like one of our generation's monsters.
Mm-hmm. It is.
Yeah.
I remember
You
thinking
know,
this was a horror movie as a kid, and then you watch it now, you're like, oh, not really.
Yeah, you know,
it's
it's like halfway through the movie before you even see the shark.
You actually,
Which wasn't intended, but as a result, lends itself to the movie. I do perceive this movie as horror. I just perceive it more as a gothic horror, that there is an element of horror taking place. So not seeing it actually helps increase that tension.
you see like the damage done. Like I said, this was one of like the bloodiest PG movie I ever seen. Like watching
Well,
that, like,
but the opening scene should have been super bloody, but it's not.
Yeah.
There's no blood in the water in the opening scene. I'm like, well, okay, it's fine, but
I know what
It's
you mean.
kind of a brilliant opening scene too.
Oh, it's iconic.
Yeah,
beach
like
party
it really works. And by the way, Jaws is one of the first books to film where the film is better than the book.
Yeah.
I don't think
okay.
I've ever read the book.
Yeah, you know what? He's
Go
in
ahead,
it.
Phil.
The writer Peter Benchley, who wrote the book, he's in the movie.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
And do you want to know who I read the book with in what English class? Mr. Pritchard.
Mr. Pritchard.
That's right.
Long live the memory of Mr. Pritchard. Guns of Navarone. Jaws. It's in history. It's actually held as the first summer blockbuster.
It
Pretty
was.
much.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's officially the first summer blockbuster. It made $67 million.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Right, which by today's standard is $476 million.
Yeah.
Yeah. Listen, I don't know. I thought it was messed up that they didn't close that beach.
Right?
That is
Right?
like one of the horror elements of it. That is like the dollar bill
Yeah,
is
man.
more important than your safety. It actually
Yeah,
goes
man.
on
Dollar bill,
today. Like,
It wasn't
goes
that
on
no,
definitely
that
today.
somebody got bit or somebody got like a little nibble. Somebody died. Someone was killed by the
Yeah, but
shark.
the initial chick, yeah. But they were like, well, but we don't know that it was definitively that. We have no proof and blah, 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 you know.
They
Yeah.
tried to write it off. Like they were
Right.
trying to the dollar bill was more important. And that's like one of the themes of like the island. It was just like, wow.
How
And
about
then-
the fact that the cop is like, his dress is very casual for being a police officer?
Oh man, super casual.
It's the super casual police chief.
From New York City originally.
Yeah.
One of the moments is when the second time they all get out of the water and that lady's looking for her son.
Yeah.
Like she's the only one like calling out for somebody. I was like, oh man, that's
Well, Nick,
crazy right there.
I hadn't seen this movie forever, so I knew it was a kid. And then she says his name before he goes back in, right? She's like, Alex Kittner, don't you spend more? I'm like, oh, that kid's dead. Because I remember the Kittner boy was the one who didn't make it.
Yeah.
How about when he eats them too, man? It is like a blood fountain.
Yeah, like a
It's
fountain of blood. Like, what was that?
He was.
And then like his little raft just floats up to shore, all deflated and shark bitten up.
Mhm.
Like,
Well, I also love when they decide, while that's going on, the father says, hey, just for me, why don't you go play in this other side of the beach, the little pond, instead of on the okay, just for you, Dad. Mind you, his 5-year-old brother's just all by himself wherever. Like, the mom's concerned with the 10, 11-year-old kid who's playing in the pond, but the small toddler is just doing whatever he wants.
Well, that's why I thought it was like a separate body of water when he said it, but it's still the same body of water. So I'm like,
It's still
what?
connected, yeah.
I was like, what that?
I think that's where Jaws gets his like third or fourth person. I think that might be person number.
Well, because he
3.
gets the guy. Remember, and you see the
He
light
gets the
floating.
guy in the pond. Yup.
Right.
Remember the first time he sees Jaws? And he's like, oh, I think you're gonna need a bigger boat.
Right. Well, he says, what is he? He's saying something along the lines of, "Why don't you come out here and chum this or whatever?"
Yeah,
they're
and then
behind him.
and then Jaws comes up like, yeah.
that was ad libbed, by the way. That wasn't in the script.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, when he said you think you'll need a bigger boat, it was ad libbed. So
That's funny.
yeah.
What's my?
There's a
favorite
lot
line
of
in
good
this whole movie?
foreshadowing in this movie. Like I like
Mhm.
where the mom was like, he told the kid that he didn't want to play on the water in the boat. And then the mom was like, "Oh, come on! It's just he's in the boat. He's not even on the water." And then she
Right.
looks at the book, and then like the shark,
Yeah.
keeps hitting the boat.
Well, the USS Indianapolis scene, the Quint guy was drunk while they filmed that scene.
Oh, Robert Shaw.
Oh.
Yeah, he was.
He's been in a
hammered
lot
drunk
of
while they
stuff.
filmed that
He's a
scene.
big actor, and he passed away, I think, in the late 70s.
1,100 men go in the water, Chief.
I thought he did such a good job of playing that character too.
Oh
really
yeah.
Kamari
Excellent.
says, I'm sorry, but the second half of the movie lost me. We got it. We lost it. We got it. We lost it. It got us. Oops, lost it again. Let's sing about ladies in Spain. Oops. It got us again.
Well, he sings that song through the whole movie.
He sings that whenever like you're gonna do something stupid, somebody's gonna die.
And Joseph
about-
Michaels agrees with her.
How about
Yeah.
his opening toast though? Before they even leave, where he's like, "Oh, you gotta try this," and he says, "Here's to swimming with bow-legged women."
We had to turn on the subtitles because he was just talking in a way. I was like, I can't really understand. what the hell
rambling?
he's saying. Yeah. I was
He's
like, what the hell
a
is he
seafaring
saying?
rambler.
Yeah.
Well, there was something else about like the Virgin.
Yeah. Oh, she lived to be 103. She was a virgin for 15 years. That wasn't too bad, or something like that.
Something crazy like that. Yeah, it's all these like old sea shanty things that you got. Like,
But the captain smashing the radio.
Right.
What? I was like, what? What is he doing? Like,
he wanted because he they were gonna pay him to catch it. He wants the money, and that shark kind of became his Moby Dick.
Yeah.
Yeah. He wants that 10,000.
Yeah, because he's not really worried about his ship after a while, because it gets pretty much beat up.
yeah.
It gets torn down.
I'll be right back.
All right. The fact that he has to watch the beach, that's just me. I'm not going in that water, bro.
Until the end.
Nah.
I'm not going in that water.
To the end of the movie, and then he finally gets in. Remember, because he laughs about it. He's like, I'm finally in the water.
Oh man,
but
when like the beaches are open and nobody was swimming because like the word had gotten around about the shark.
Right.
I'm not
How
going
about
in
Richard
there.
Dreyfuss looking, for me at least, and I've seen him in a bunch of things. I don't remember ever seeing him with a beard other than this movie. So he looks super weird.
True.
What does it say? Robert Shaw almost wasn't in the movie because he was
Yeah.
constantly drunk on the set. He begged them to let him be in it still, and they made sober up.
Yep.
Okay. What happened here? The ending was okay.
I think it was, you know what? It was kind of like our hero kind of stands alone. Like the ship is
Yeah.
sinking. Like he has nothing
Yeah.
to hold on to, and here comes the shark at him. And yes.
But he wasn't really acting like the hero in the movie.
No.
He was
He
very like he didn't know what he was doing throughout the movie. And then the Richard Dreyfuss guy, he just goes to the bottom of the lake or the ocean, whatever, and escapes the shark like that.
He gets
As soon as he
he
put
has a
that-
good
that
scene where
cage
he's
in,
in
I'm like,
the cage getting attacked.
Yeah.
He put the cage in the water. I'm like, nope, I'm not doing that. I don't know.
Mm.
Robert Shaw gets eaten. That's
Yeah.
Shaw's fifth body.
Yeah.
Yep.
He got a taste for humans now, man.
Yeah, he
The part that
got
got me too, and I mean, maybe it's possible, but where it's yanking the boat the other direction, I'm like, I don't know about that.
I was waiting. I was
I'll
waiting
go
for
a movie,
your.
but I don't know.
When
I'm waiting for
remember
that.
when it took like the whole dock out?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
You're like, now can we go?
Yeah.
I was waiting for the Green Shirt Guy plot twist.
I also love the part where they first go out to that first boat and the guys are missing, and Dreyfuss is like, no, don't worry, but I'm just gonna get in the water real quick. You stay here, don't do anything. And then he's like shocked that there's a dead guy in the boat. There's a huge hole.
Oh,
in
there it
boat
is. That's
teeth,
the other.
dude.
Yeah.
Like, what'd you think?
I was gonna say
of
you
that?
found a huge hole, you found a huge tooth, you're shocked to see a dead guy, and you dropped a huge tooth.
Right. And your flashlight and your knife. You drop all your stuff.
Yep.
On the other hand, you know what? He was genuinely afraid. So I guess that's not too crazy.
Originally, that was a jump scare scene. It hasn't quite held up now, but in like.
No, I remember when I was a kid, I was terrified of this movie. Terrified. And
I
now I
remember
watch
being
it.
afraid of the music.
Yeah, the music was excellent. Excellent.
You know, you'd hear that, nah, nah, nah. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna change channel now.
It's probably
this movie made a lot of people scared to go to the beach.
Yeah.
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, it's probably John Williams is most like the music for this is just all like accent stuff. There is no real like theme or any except for that that
Yeah.
we associate with Jaws. Now you like mention Jaws and you hear that music.
Mm-hmm. Well, the part two where he's looking through the book. Remember before I think it's just after the kids eating, and he's looking through the book, and there's all these little different things about sharks, and there's a distressed fish. I'm like, look, yes, distressed fish, but there's usually blood in the water. They don't just come because this fish is swimming funny. That's not how
Correct.
sharks work.
Correct.
I enjoyed it. It was good though.
Yeah.
All right. There's really not a lot to talk about in this movie. It's just,
It's pretty straightforward.
shark
Yeah, it's a
kill.
very straightforward film.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
It was slightly long. It was slightly longer than Captain America.
Yeah. No,
I bet.
Captain America's 208.
very, very enjoyable though. All right, numbers. We'll start with Green Shirt Guy.
It's good. It's still iconic. I can't go crazy high with it because it's not like, wow, this is amazing. It's still one of those ones. If you haven't seen it, you do need to see it. to fill in the gap in your pulp culture, whatever you want to call it. I give it like a 7. It's enjoyable, but I can't go crazy with it.
Okay. Cliff.
Yeah, I have to agree. Like, but also, I mean, to be fair, this movie, like, I was scared of it as a kid, got older, and then once I wasn't scared of it, this movie had
Right.
nothing left. This movie had nothing left on me. So, but I'm
there's
more,
a couple one-liners that you
Yeah.
remember, but there's not a whole lot of like,
I think I'm more fascinated with the making of the film than I am with the film. I'm gonna go with a 7. It's still something to watch. There's still something to be said about film and filmmaking, but like that's where it is.
It's kind of a departure, really, for Spielberg if you think about it.
Yes, and again, probably because there were so many problems on set, he had to adapt. It probably made a stronger movie as a result.
I'll give it an 8. I thought it was very enjoyable. I thought it was made very well. Simple story, to the point. The ending was a little underwhelming, but yeah, I'll give it an 8. Thought it was decent. C Bizzle.
I really enjoy this film as well. Fun fact: Steven Spielberg was 28 when he directed this film, so he was a young man. It's a very iconic film. I wish more people would add Jaws to the litany of the Mount Rushmore of horror characters like Jason, Michael Myers, Freddy Krueger. Jaws need to be in that category as well because he frightened a lot of people in real life, just like those other characters did as well. I would give this movie a solid 8.
Okay. And Phil.
Yeah, I am. I think I'm gonna go with an 8.5 because I really enjoy this movie. It's and I do consider it kind of like a horror movie, even with the PG-13, the PG rating. That would probably be at least a PG-13 this day and age.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it holds up pretty well all these years later, and it's still like pretty fun to watch. And when I do go back and watch Jaws, I'm not disappointed. I have a good time with it. So yeah, I think I'm gonna go with an 8.5.
And I just looked it up because I couldn't remember. The USS Indianapolis was sunk by torpedoes, and they were eaten by sharks.
Yes.
1,196 guys went in the water. 316 survived.
Yes.
So the numbers were not quite accurate in this, but close.
Close enough.
All right, that gives it a total of 7.7. Phil.
Yeah, Lucretius gave it like a 9.2. There we go.
Wow,
There you
that's like one of my favorite movies.
Decent film. So that wraps up the Steven Spielberg trilogy and our season of directors. Next up, next week, Sunday, 5 p.m., 2 p.m. Pacific, we have Snatch with Guy Ritchie. This is Green Shirt Guy's pick for season of directors. And we're going to do Snatch. What's the other one? The Gentleman.
Gentleman's the third one. Second one's Rock and Rolla.
And Rock-a-Rolla.
I will say for this one, if you're watching this now, watch it with the subtitles because there's a point in the movie where they don't know what Brad Pitt's saying. It just goes question marks across the screen.
Nice. So make sure you watch that this week and tune in next Sunday, 5 p.m., 2 p.m. Pacific, and we will go over that for episode 127. Tomorrow night, episode 129 of New Keys and Hot Comics of the Week, 8 p.m., 5 p.m. Pacific. We're going over all the new books and new keys that are coming out. We'll give you about 5 chances to get some ducks tomorrow. And we'll show you some more books that are going into the giveaway. I got a lot of little goodies. Got a lot of goodies from the toy show. Gonna put a lot of that in there. And then on Wednesdays, New Comic Book Day Live, episode 133, the two-time CBC Awards.org winning show. Skits, new comic shop talk, final order cutoff, giveaway, and more. Make sure you tune in. Then on Thursday, we have episode number 2 of Fill in the Blanks. C Bizzle and Green Shirt Guy will be doing Absolute Batman, and Phil will be guesting on that day. So make sure you tune in Thursday, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. We have a new council conversation up. Transformers 1 we're talking about, Anthony and Joey. And also got a brand new comic book pickups from the last toy show. 59 books. I paid $100 for them. That's up there now. You can watch that as well. Peace.
The brightest day. Where are